Bum, bum.
Welcome to the Raw Dogger Sportscast Live. I am Sean Watson, and with me is Ryan Kessler. What's up, Ryan?
What's up, brother?
Not too much. Big Browns news broke today. Decided to go ahead and hop on here Monday night. Of course, I know everybody's probably tuning into the NCAA basketball final. By the way, good luck to you. This might be the only time you ever hear this from me, but I don't even know if I can. I don't know if I can say it. I can't say it. There's a certain team that I want to win just for you.
Just say that they're a basketball school. I keep telling you this.
Okay, they're a basketball school now. Now that they've cycled through some coaches and some other. Not to get political about anything, and I don't want to get political about that, but I have to bring this up too. I almost feel as if, like everybody's talking about Trump and, the Epstein list, and that's the reason why he did that. I feel like this really takes a lot of pressure off of the Michigan athletic department in the same regard. Now, obviously they want to win. They want to win as a basketball school. Maybe we should just call them basketball school now.
That's I've been trying to get you on that wagon for
that's
a while
fair.
Now.
That's fair. I don't know.
Have they not been the best team in the Big Ten over the last decade?
I know Purdue's been up there. You mean as far as basketball?
Yeah, but I think Michigan's had better teams. Purdue's always solid. They're always going to have a solid, but I feel like Michigan, when they
the Zach Edey year.
Right.
Purdue. Then he ends up going to the Memphis Grizzlies, and then
kind of trash.
Yeah. Well, Morant just kind of takes himself out of being a good teammate, so he's just there by himself. You got Jackson there too, but. Ja Morant.
What a waste.
Right? Absolute waste.
Idiot. Talk about Antonio Brown syndrome.
Yeah.
Moron.
Did Ja Morant, was there a CTE thing that happened there with him? That we just didn't know about, that just wasn't covered? Remember we talked about him pulling out his gun in that nightclub in Denver?
Isn't growing up in Compton like CTE?
Maybe.
I don't even know wherever
he
grew up.
I don't know where he grew up either.
Didn't he actually grow up in a suburban area?
Yeah, it's kind of 8 Mile. What Eminem's.
A decent area.
That's what I'm saying. When Eminem's roasting Papa Doc, he's he went to Grand Brook, which is a private school. John Morant equals. He equals Papa Doc.
Right.
Yeah. She's just trying to act hard. Yeah, I think he did, because we were talking about that too. So anyway, a lot of people complaining online about the start time of the night's game. Of course, that's a nationally televised game.
Why is any championship game starting at 9? I don't care. Even if it was a Saturday, 9.
Right.
Most people, even on Saturday, most people are hammered by that point.
Well, and you have the NCAA, so you have it, coming off Easter weekend. Because essentially, wouldn't you rather have that game on a Saturday night? But you're not going to do it on a Saturday night because people aren't going to watch it anyway, right? Would they watch? Do you think Saturday night would be better than a Monday night? Because the national championship football game is always on a Monday night too, but it seems to me it starts earlier, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the Super Bowl is always at 6:30 on a Sunday.
Right.
I think the national title game was 7:30?
Yeah, I can't remember.
That's pushing it to me, especially on a weekday. Why they can't just have these on a Friday or Saturday? Just why? Or midday Sunday.
Yeah. Midday Sunday, and so then it's
I mean, there was nothing really else going on last weekend, right? I mean, sports-wise?
Not a lot besides, the basketball tournament.
Right.
Should they have maybe started earlier?
We'll do it Friday and then Sunday, or Friday and Saturday night. Like, they're young enough to do back-to-back.
Well, the thing about it is you have back-to-back games that happen during the regular season.
Right.
I mean, if both teams are pretty much equal, equal start times, obviously you're going to have the one semifinal, then boom, the other semifinal.
Right.
Then essentially you can just have the championship the next night, right?
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. All right. Oh, speaking of time zones changing, though, did you hear about? Well, I should have brought this up on the last pod. Did you hear about the NFL? They're gonna go ahead and have that game in Australia, and because of the time zone differential, it's between the Rams and San Francisco. So it's actually going to be Thursday night for us, but it's going to be Friday at 10:30 in the morning, Australian time.
Dude, that is not healthy.
It can't be. These guys can you imagine flying out to Australia? And granted, they're West Coast teams.
Either way, that's probably still a 15-hour flight.
Well, it's a 17-hour, it's a 17-hour difference. So like when we watch it here, it's actually going to be played there at 10:30 in the morning Australian time.
Right. But just the flight, like they better get out there a week beforehand at least.
Yeah. I don't know how that's,
but just like I remember playing JV football, and that was always like Saturday mornings.
Right.
That sucked, especially because if you're on JV, you're at the varsity game the night before.
Right.
So you got to get up and get there. Then the sun's coming up. It's a little dewy out. It's like it's not football weather.
Right. Well, it's the same way like when I played even Pee Wee too. It's like we played those games on Sunday. It's like It was Sunday in the afternoon. It was right during NFL time. Well, what are we doing?
Yeah, pissing everyone off.
Yeah, pissing me off. To the point is like I hated going. And ironically, the team that I played for was the Browns. There was 4 teams. There was like the Browns, the Rams, the Raiders, and I can't remember the last team. It's so long ago. But I was
that would have been awesome. We were just like red, white, blue, green bullshit.
Yeah. So we actually got assigned like professional team names and everything. So it was kind of cool. Except for Sunday at 1:00, Sunday at noon.
But you're only 6 or 7 games maybe.
Yeah, I can't even remember how many games we played.
I think it was always like 7 for us.
But then we also had like an all-star too. We had an all-star weekend after that. Yeah.
I remember 8th grade. It was a practice. We got to bring in our own jerseys.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies wrote on a shirt Coach Boyd's mom on the back with the number 69. Funniest thing I've ever seen, and he was fucking irate.
I remember being in the B gap. Now, I always wanted to play linebacker. Okay. Always wanted to play linebacker, but my lateral speed wasn't ever there. And so I ended up playing OLDL. But I took one. I mean, there was a huge kid. I mean, he was just super athletic. And I was like in that A gap, and he came through there, and he actually lifted me off my feet. He hit me so hard. He hit me. Yeah. So, all right. Want to get on to some of this Browns news today. Martin Emerson, I guess, went ahead. He's having a visit with the Texans. What is up with the Texans and the Browns?
It's just a pipeline.
Yeah.
And it's not even one way. I feel like it's been like this even before the Deshaun trade, at least with the free agency and the coaching stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to, like, we've had a lot of New England front office people like go through Cleveland and Houston for some reason.
Is it like just a circle there? Is there like a Venn diagram of some sort? And then it comes together, and it's Browns and Texans are in the middle. Where they overlap.
I mean, at this point, just go out there and get CJ Stroud.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Are you still on for that?
I mean,
it's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. You'd have to give up too much to get a guy that's not in the right headspace, and that's not really what we need.
Well, and I think if it was like next year, when you had this quarterback-rich draft class, and like let's say that this was 1 year before that, it definitely, I think there's a possibility. Like if we're at 6, I think there's a possibility that could happen, but not with this quarterback class.
Right. Yeah, CJ, that's not happening. Only way I see him ever being here is if he's a free agent at some point, which I don't see happening.
So that happened earlier, and then this right here, reported from Ian Rappaport. So Martin Emerson is making the visit. Brown's not taking any chances. They immediately go ahead and sign former Texans DB Myles Garrett. Plays nickel for them. He was injured.
Bryant.
I'm sorry. What did I say? Myles Garrett?
Yeah.
I apologize. Sorry. Myles Bryant. Yeah. We can just get a team full of Mileses.
Right.
Would it be Mileses? Milesies?
Yeah, this is started 3 games. I can't believe that they're not really trying to. You'd think they'd get a good deal with Martin come back off injury. At least give him a 1-year prove-it deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you got your top 2 corners. Go ahead.
No, I was letting you finish.
Well, we have our top 2 corners, and I think, they like some of the guys they've drafted in the last few years maybe to step up and take that slot role. And I'm sure he'll probably get some work in the slot. I don't know, even if you start in the slot, is that even considered a slot anymore? Like I don't know how they give out starts for like corners.
Well, the way that they move around that nickel position.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's like if they only give the start to like the 2 corners, how they do that. But
right. Well, yeah, Tyson Campbell, Denzel Ward.
Right. Not a huge addition here, but I will say that we'll probably end up getting another corner in the 3rd or 4th round that'll somehow end up coming here and playing a lot of snaps. That's one thing I'll give Andrew Berry. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Oh, I didn't know you were done. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So the SI article that I was reading earlier, this was put out on March 31st. It was selfishly, this is for Andrew Berry, selfishly would love to have Martin Emerson back. I think we're also realistic that with MJ and the injury that he's coming off of, to reach his personal goals, he's also got to be in a position where he has maybe a strong opportunity to compete for a starting spot. That's probably a little bit harder with how we've configured with Denzel and Tyson. But certainly if that changes, we love to have him. Now, he became an unrestricted free agent. Of course, we lost him like last July in minicamp, and we're like, oh. And this guy was like that diamond in the rough, that Andrew Berry found it, in the 3rd round. And he helped us, reach the playoffs there. What was that, 2022, 23?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the best years he had was those first 2 years in the league where it was kind of him pushing Newsome into the slot because he was doing a lot better on the outside. Newsome was up and down all the time, and it always seemed like he was getting burdened at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'd really like to have him back to be in this. Him and Tyson could really switch in and out of that slot role because they're big physical corners. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's a visit. See what they offer him. Hopefully we can get him back for another year.
I mean, with them going and getting Bryant, though.
That's more of a special teams piece, I think.
Right, which is what he was playing. Before that, he played for New England. Pro Football Focus had him ranked 54 out of 127. So he's better than half.
Oh, and that's better than 80% of our special teams unit last year. So,
Yeah. No, I'm talking about, as far as that nickel position.
oh, the nickel position.
Yeah,
Okay.
he took he took 1,600 snaps from the nickel.
So he got a lot of time.
Yeah, he's
I
got a
mean,
lot of time. He's 28 years old.
we like to load up on the corner position, that's for sure. And this league, you got to have it.
Well, and I guess Rutenberg came, from what from what I've understood and what I read, also Rutenberg kind of likes versatile type defensive backs,
Mm-hmm.
which this guy can do that. I saw a bunch of Patriots comments about him though. It's like, yeah, good luck. This guy, so that doesn't make me feel real good. But if you're Andrew Berry and you know that Emerson's down there talking to the Texans, why aren't you going and trying to make a move? And I don't know what the money situation is with this guy. It's a little too new. I don't think anybody was putting it out yet, or if anybody has any of that information.
I think they're trying to keep as flexible as possible for what they need after the draft. So you can't get a left tackle, or you don't get some. You know what I mean? All depends really how it shakes up in that first round. You might want to have $8 to $10 to $12 million to go out somebody that could start somewhere.
Well, and I don't know if you remember remember Ohio State playing Indiana, but in the national title game, but that Pons, they're talking about the Browns maybe going and trying to get him. Now, obviously, hopefully that's a second round, acquisition, but maybe that might change things up. But I'll tell you what, out of all the games that I've watched with Ohio State, and I've watched a lot, especially over the last couple of years, I've watched a lot. Pons, that guy, as far as defending Jeremiah Smith, and he was on him in a lot of one-on-one situations, he was amazing. And Jeremiah Smith was just an ogre over that dude. So, I mean, he outweighed him by a ton, and he was giving him all kinds of fits.
No, I mean, Indiana is no joke. I think would not be afraid to be picking those guys up in the earlier rounds.
Yeah. So, what do you think? You hate to lose Martin Emerson. They're saying that
I do hate to lose him.
I do too. But I mean, he's not the natural nickel, right?
Right. Yeah, because they had him playing outside when Newsom was here.
Right.
And Tyson Campbell came in and looked like a steal. Definitely looks like he can lock that opposite side of Denzel down and kind of be the corner of the future there. So
sure, I can't blame him.
What do y'all think of Omar Cooper at 24? I think we had this discussion when we were doing our mock. I don't know about 24 though. There's a couple of mocks that I did that he was still there in the early second round. I would definitely be open to it there for sure. Very exciting, but I'm also kind of in the get Denzel Boston if you can. Just a 6'4" wide receiver that you can chuck it up to. We really haven't had that since like Braylon Edwards, so that's where I'm at on that. But no, I think he's a really good talent. I think whoever gets him, especially if it's in the second round, is going to be super happy.
Yeah. I just the other thing I wanted to bring up, and I saw this morning. I sent it over to you. I couldn't help myself. Tony Rizzo on ESPN Cleveland. I wanted you to go ahead and play this clip. Do you have it ready?
Yeah.
So, because go ahead and play the clip. We'll talk about it.
and they're hoping he'll be there at 24. Do you know what is a deal breaker for me? I hate to say it, but it's Jordan Tyson. Aaron, he's been injured 3 straight years, and he had a dropsies problem a year ago, but Andrew likes him because he's fast.
Yeah. That about sums it up.
Tackle at 6, and
is that Freeling?
I'm hearing Freeling. If they took Freeling and Jordan Tyson, I'd go out of my mind. I would. Browns.
There it is. That was towards the end of the clip, but
That was the whole clip.
oh, okay. Well, the beginning of the clip, he was talking about his supposedly insider was telling him that the Browns are definitely taking a tackle at 6.
Right.
And they're going to go ahead and hold out on the wide receiver till 24. Now, Rizzo, number one, here's what I want to find out. Who is Rizzo's insider? Is he just blowing smoke here?
Has Rizzo ever been right about anything?
Yeah. I mean, I know he just, he's just like one of those talking heads.
I mean, I know I agreed with him with the Mason Graham situation when that was kind of when we were watching the draft there. Like, I was not wanting that. And I think the jury's kind of still out on him. He played well at the end of the year, but.
And I think you're kind of big on Jordan Tyson too, more than I am, just with his injury history. And I agree with Rizzo on that.
Well, I'm more Tyson over Lemon.
Yeah.
I think we both are. I'm Carnell Tate or anything at this point. Like, that's better be getting him at 6, especially if he's still there. I could see the only thing with that though is I think I could see the Giants picking him up and absolutely loading that offense up for the quarterback there. Can't think of his name.
Oh, for Jackson Dart?
Yeah, Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, God, that would be a reach. You don't need to reach for a tackle at 6. You have that pick at 24. Use that pick if you need to go up 4, 5, 6 spots.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to use one of your second rounders and you really like a tackle and you need to move up, do it there. Get your wide receiver 1 at 6.
Yeah, I'm with Rizzo on this. Like I said, I don't know who his insider is, but drafting really any tackle, I think, at 6. I'm not. I mean, whether it be Francis Mauigoa or
and I do like Freeling. Like I hope he's there at 24. But if Tate's there, don't be a retard. Don't be a retard. Now if he gets taken at 5 and you want to trade back and fuck around with Lemon or Tyson there, I get it. And if you can make that trade with Dallas, if they're moving up to get Caleb Downs or whatever they want to do, but yeah, I just think that's if they pass on him at 6, I'm going to be irate.
So it's funny you bring up the thing with Dallas, which we talked about that before as a possible trade scenario with the Browns. If the Browns trade back, let's say that Tate is gone, and we were actually talking about possibly Caleb Downs there for Dallas. So today, Bill Barnwell from ESPN, I guess he does this every year. He put out this trade scenario for every single pick, every team in the first round, and what they'd be giving out. And the one here that Barnwell had, I just kind of clipped what he said with the Browns. He actually has the Cowboys, just like we did, making the trade back.
So we'd have 12, 20, and 24.
Yeah, so the Browns will get 12, 20. Well, they have the 12 and 20, and then they get a 2027 second round pick for the 6, and the Cowboys would get Cowboys get the 6 and the 24 and a 2027 fifth round pick.
I don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, you're thinking just like you and I talked about, I want their first round pick. And if you got to give up, 2s to go ahead and do it, that's fine. I mean, not this year. Obviously, I would like to do it for next year, but the Cowboys aren't going to do that.
Right. Well, that's why I don't see there being, for what's there at that spot. There's not a quarterback anybody's gonna be coming up to get. There's not any of the wide receivers. You can tell them to go fuck off because you need them. If Tate's still there, somebody wants to come up. Why would you make that trade?
Mm-hmm.
Just for what's in this draft, what's in this first round, that you got to be Tate at 6.
Right. Unless he's gone.
Unless he's gone, then if you can move back, and I would take the Dallas 2 first-round picks for the 6th spot, and some later round stuff if you got to do that for the Magic for the trade. But also, I mean, I don't know.
And here's the other thing. I guess Jerry Jones was big on Emmitt Smith's son. I guess they went ahead and went to like his pro day. So, but here's what I'm thinking now at this point. I'm thinking that Jeremiah Love, if Jeremiah Love's there at 6, Carnell Tate's gone. Can you pull one over on Jerry Jones and go ahead and get there first?
Yeah. I think Jerry's going to be overly aggressive trying to move up if he wants somebody right now.
Mm-hmm.
How many trips around the sun does he have left?
Right. But they also need, they were ranked 23rd in overall defense last year.
Right. And that's why I said that Caleb Downs, I think that could be a spot where they might really want to come up and get him there.
Mm-hmm.
So, make him give you those first 2 rounders. I don't see why that's to move up 6 spots into the top 10. I think that's what my price would be, or at least it's that first rounder and a second rounder.
Right. I mean, I want to keep the 12. I want to keep I want to get their 20 and then keep our 24.
Definitely not giving up the 24. Right.
Yeah. I want those.
Right. Unless they're going to give up a first round draft pick for next year's class. But
maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I just think it's got to be Tate at 6, man.
Unless he's not there.
But yeah, and if he's not there, are you taking one of these wide receivers? Are you taking Tyson or Mekhi Lemon at 6?
Well, and I know a lot of some other pods and stuff, they're big on Mekhi Lemon, and you and I are completely off that guy. We feel he's a head case.
That's AJ Brown. And he might come out and be a dog, but 2 or 3.
And he might.
Right. We had this discussion on Friday. Sonny Styles at 6. Yeah, good Lord, if we go defense with our first pick. Like the last 2 years, we've needed offense. And I think Sonny Styles is gone before that point anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if he is. I mean, you and I talked about that too, about Ohio State possibly setting a new record for draft picks, in the top 10.
Right.
Whether it go, Arvell Reese, if Caleb Downs is in there, if Carnell Tate is in there.
I mean, if Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs is there, I mean, do you take that pick if Tate's gone?
Well, you and I talked about it. Yeah, you and I talked about it after the pod on what was that, Saturday? It's like, well, would you just take best player available at that point?
That's where trading back makes sense, but I'm not giving up 24 and moving back. You know what I mean? That wouldn't make sense to me.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you.
Now, to go back to 12, then at that point you could get Tyson or Lemon. If they end up with Lemon, I'm not going to be a fan of it. And I hope he's a dog. But they need a wide receiver. I don't. At this point, it's like if you don't take one in the first round, I'm driving my car into Berea.
Right. You
have 2 slots here to do it.
When we do our live stream, which we are going to go ahead and do a live stream for the pod, the complete first round, just like we did last year. But yeah, linebacker duo, Schlesinger and Styles. I mean, it
would be legitimate. Believe me, I don't think we would look back on that being a bad pick. It's just like, man, you really need to to get some help on the outside.
I mean, but don't forget that we already made the trade for Williams, right? From the Jets.
Oh yeah, we got that. Yeah, he was a.
That's why I don't see. Yeah, I don't see. Not this last year. The year before, he was an All-Pro.
Yeah, All-Pro.
Yeah, so I just don't think. I don't think the Browns are going to go that. I don't think they're going to go that route. I really don't.
Yeah, because I mean, they would basically have to put him as like an edge rusher at that point to get him on the field.
Yeah, which I mean, if you're going to do that, then obviously you want to try to get Arvell Reese, which we think he's going to be gone to the Jets at 2.
Right.
Unless the Jets pull some shenanigans and they go ahead and trade out of that spot, knowing that hey, we still want to kind of stay in contention for the quarterback sweepstakes next year. And we don't really want to do that well. And you don't have to look any further than re-signing Geno Smith. I mean, nothing says preseason tank like re-signing Geno Smith, right?
It is almost amazing that he's still in the league, because I remember that was Rex Ryan when he was there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They drafted him. I mean, that's been forever ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Jets football is going to be very fun to watch next year.
I hope that. Yeah.
Ty Simpson.
Yeah, I saw that. It's funny. It's funny you should say I was about to bring that up. They were talking about the Jets possibly making a move also and taking Ty Simpson, but actually moving.
I would love it.
Moving back and still trying to get Ty Simpson.
I'd love that, because then that means Pittsburgh is just going to have 0 options at the quarterback position.
Right. Right. And then you got Aaron Rodgers is going to hold all the cards, but he's going to have to declare before the draft, right? Because that's from what I understand, he has to declare before the draft what he's going to do. Yeah.
Does Joel Bitonio? Have you heard anything from him?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it.
It's a big fuck around session of, are we coming back or are we not?
That's definitely a thing, though, because I think Joel Bitonio is in the same boat.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah, so those guys, yeah. I don't know. I don't either. Yeah, but Ty Simpson to the Jets, there was a guy on ESPN, he was definitely talking about that. You're going to hear all kinds of funky shit, too.
Now, we're talking about quarterback sitting a year. That'd be the one that'd be sitting a year.
He'd have to. But the Jets aren't sitting that guy, right? Are they sitting Ty Simpson behind Geno Smith?
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, I agree. I think they should. But, when Geno Smith has, 20 picks and the Jets are getting blown out like 47-7 over the first 4 games, the New York media is not going to put up with that shit.
You mean the New Jersey media?
Yeah, New Jersey, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get rushed in there, but at least at the beginning of the season, you'd think they'd keep him out of that fucking disaster.
Yeah. Then the Jets. And we can't say anything. I mean,
no, we can't.
We're the Browns, so it's not like we can really say anything, but
I think they've almost been as bad, if not worse, at least in the last 15 years. Ever since the Mark Sanchez run.
Well, and they started having a fire sale last year. You remember Sauce Gardner ended up going to Indy?
Yeah.
So love to see it.
Love to see it.
Love to see it. Anyway, what do you think about that Barnwell trade, though?
Barnwell trade?
Yeah, the Barnwell scenario. Like I said, you need to go over probably to ESPN and watch that.
Yeah, you said we have to give up 24, right? I don't like that.
I don't either. No. I'm with you on it.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. They're actually.
It's just, dude, there's so much potential in getting your number 1 wide receiver and a left tackle with these 2 spots. Don't fuck it up.
Right. Absolutely. Don't fuck it up. And it's going to be funny when everything pans out. And the more stuff that I read, of course, we were talking about, or I just said, look how crazy things are going to get here right before the draft. everybody's going to be spitting out all this different types of shit, and you're not really going to know what's going to happen. I mean, none of these guys know. I mean, hell, Mel Kiper's putting out his big board before the Super Bowl.
Right. Well, and who knew that we were going to draft Dylan Gabriel in the third fucking round?
True.
And who knew we were going to trade back and pick Mason Graham at 5?
Right. Although, and I was with you on Mason Graham, but towards the end of the season, we talked about it. He definitely was looking better.
But man, you're 5 overall?
Yeah.
That dude should be fucking Aaron Donald.
Well, Andrew Berry needs defensive picks.
He's got to get better, to be worth that 5 spot overall, in my opinion. Now, what it was for me was like we needed a running back. We didn't so much on offense, and then you go defensive tackle. Mm-hmm. But I mean, defense was not the issue last year, and he wasn't a part of any problems. So that's the least you can say. Mm-hmm. Now, I think he needs to take a step this year.
Agreed. Big step. And who knows, maybe he just packed on a whole bunch of muscle in the offseason. You turned into that guy.
We won't see a clip of him puking during OTAs again. I just remember that was the first thing I seen of him after they drafted him. I'm like, oh.
Well, now, in his defense, I will bring this name up to you. Michael Hall from Ohio State, who has really been super underwhelming.
Right.
The guy has never been there. He's like he never plays.
He was a healthy scratch like the whole fucking season, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he just I think I don't know, maybe he was in there like the last few games maybe.
Yeah.
But you want to talk about at least Mason Graham's been in there.
He's a starter and
yeah.
Believe me, I think he's going to be there for a lot of years, but to be the 5th pick in the draft, I got to see some playmaking, like Schlesinger. That dude's a dog.
Yeah.
I some plays you'll see Mason Graham in the backfield, and the other plays I'll see him in the secondary.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So
just grabbing air. Grabbing air and grabbing his esophageal area. Trying not to let it rip on the field again.
Well, it was just like you look at the guy, just didn't really look like an athlete. I'm like,
no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. That's for sure.
Maybe he'll be our next Bob Golick.
All right. Anything else you want to bring up tonight?
Nope. The national title. Like you said, the only time I'll be rooting for them.
Yeah, the basketball school. We're just going to call them the basketball school.
The basketball school. And I can get some of that money and we can throw it in on a parlay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. We'll cook something up.
We'll burn it. We'll burn it immediately.
That's what we should do. To kind of, I want everybody to get over. Ryan took some time to do this, actually, but I'd like to get everybody to get over on the Discord. And maybe we'll go ahead and add a channel in there if you want to go ahead and follow some of our bets.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
We can lose together.
Sure.
One of us.
What's the score of the Guards game? I saw it was 1-0 earlier on. I don't know what it is right now.
Look it up.
Chase DeLauder, though, we talked about him last podcast. Just absolutely
start.
Yeah.
They're down 2-4 right now.
Okay.
Ooh, bottom of the 9th.
Oh.
To the Royals. And tomorrow they're moving the game up to 1 because of the cold. The weather's just been shit.
It has.
I don't know why they don't just make the central teams play on the West Coast or down south the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season. It makes no sense to me.
And I was watching somebody, and I might go ahead and stitch this still and put it out on TikTok. But there's a lady, she had a really good early this morning drinking my coffee. She had a really good TikTok about Major League Baseball and the fact that, why does Major League Baseball have to keep fucking around and move all this shit, and you don't know what stream service it's going to be on. You don't know day by day what it's going to be. She went ahead and got a Major League Baseball season-long pass with her T-Mobile subscription. But I'm probably definitely going to do a stitch with it because it was 100%, and I'll tag her in it.
It's been like that for the last 5-10 years. It's I miss Fox Sports 1 or whatever it was.
Yeah, or Bally's even.
Well, that Bally's is what started it all off.
Right, true.
You're supposed to be, and that was with Cavs games, because you were used to be able to get 70 out of the 82 games just on that channel alone. That's ridiculous. Now you got to have 17 different fucking streaming services,
right?
Or pirate it, but
right. Which she actually, in her video that she put out, she's like, and don't get me wrong, I'm going to pirate them as well. But, I'd like to go ahead and just not do that, is what she said.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
I have a team channel. I'll throw $10 a month in on that, or 20, or whatever it needs to be.
Right.
You're telling me they're not going to make a little bit more money on that? Why won't they just license their own shit, even if it's just for the home games?
Well, and so I was digging around a little deeper on the whole idea of Major League Baseball and through all these different streaming services, and they want to get it's all about the money. It always is with Major League Baseball. It is with all these major sports,
right?
But when you're in the kind of position that Major League Baseball is in, and you're such a regional sport, you're not drawing people we talked about that game in Australia.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that look at the ratings. It's going to be curious, or I'm going to be curious as to how that goes down. And I want to see the ratings versus the World Series. Any game in the World Series versus that game that's going to be in Australia. And I want to compare those two. Remind me, we're going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, the NFL is king, and I don't see that changing unless there's significant alterations to how baseball's made up anymore.
Right. But yeah.
We've talked about somewhat instituting some sort of a salary cap. I mean, even if it's I don't mind the Yankees and the Dodgers and stuff being able to have a little bit more money, but good Lord, when we're throwing out a team there that's a $60 million payroll, what the hell do you think's going to happen? Even if you make it to October.
I mean, Shohei Ohtani's interpreter gambles more than that a year.
Right.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, his DraftKings taxes that he needs to pay in provides all the schooling for the greater LA area.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, rip baseball. I love it. I mean, I love baseball. I don't like all the changes that baseball has gone through. Side note, my son's going to get to go to his first Major League Baseball game. I mean, I've taken him to the Akron Zips, taken him to the Clippers down in New Huntington Park over the last few years. Rubber Ducks. He's actually going to do a field trip to a Guardians game. It's on Wednesday. It's May 13th, playing the Angels. Mike Trout will be hurt by then, so we'll probably have a pretty good shot at go ahead and taking care of the Angels. So I'm hoping that he gets to see a win.
Yeah, and we talked about that. It was just, I mean, when I was a kid, and that was, the '90s run, so it was always packed there. There's so much you could do, so much more stuff for kid-oriented stuff. Now,
when were you 12 then? So he just turned 12 this last week.
That would have been the Juan Gonzalez ended Jim Thome last year.
Okay.
2002, 2003.
Right. Okay.
That'd be the end of that era.
Right.
But, I mean, we were going up there. I was 6 or 7, 5 and 6.
Okay. I think the first game I ever went to was at the old Municipal Stadium. I'm quite a bit older, but I was 8, and my stepdad he was an A's fan, so we'd always go up there to watch him play the A's. And
Mark McGuire and Canseco era.
that would have been actually even a little bit before that, because that would have been about 88, 87, 88. So
I might have been there. Ricky Henderson was probably there, right?
Ricky Henderson was still there. Well, Dave Stewart, I don't know if he was part of that club then, but I know I'll tell you who the Indians had. Corey Snyder, Jacoby Brooks,
And
Phil Necro.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was old then, and I think he just came off the farm system.
Yeah, what was that? Indian Summer was what, 86 when they everybody picked them to win it all, and they ended up winning like 60 games.
But
well, I got to grow up though. I mean, it was like that's what made me love baseballs because they were so damn good.
Oh
like,
yeah,
we would come home. We would watch. Dude, I watched probably 90% of the games.
I remember going to one of those A's. So that would have been after that. But I remember when they were building Jacobs Field because we went past it
beautiful
to go to Municipal Stadium. I mean, it was just like the steel framework and stuff. And I remember going to one of those. So that would have been probably like what, 92?
92, 93.
93.
Yeah.
Because then you had the first season.
That's when.
Or no, what is that, 93? And then wasn't there a lockout?
Well, 94 is when they opened up the park and had the strike.
Strike, that's it. Yeah.
Halfway through.
Yeah, because we were kicking ass then too.
Yeah, that's when. They were. Who knows what would have happened if they're able to play the rest of that season?
But then I was
really just started getting hot.
So I was in high school then, though, when like Carlos Baerga, those boys, like that team, that 95 team, and we just got absolutely shelled by the Braves.
The strike zone this big.
Yeah.
So the 95 team, I always had the VHS tape of it, so we'd always watch that. But
nice.
I wasn't old enough yet to remember them, but I remember the 97 team and the 98, 99 for Pedro come beating us in that. Somehow us losing to Boston, was it the ALDS or ALCS in 99? And to me, that 99 team might have been even a better offense than that 95 team. Maybe. I mean, they were stacked. They just had zero pitching. Yeah, Shea Stadium, though, back in the day, yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, and Tommy, dude. Well, Tommy, Ramirez. I mean, it was just, thank God, this DeLauder, at least we have someone coming up with some power. We have a power hitter come through the farm system. I mean, you could say Jose, but I mean, it's like very few and far between. I mean, even Lindor was only like a 20, 25 homer type guy.
Right.
The latter guy looks like he could be legit.
Right. And we brought that. So when Travis Manzana comes up, it's supposed to be mid-April. I mean, the top of that lineup is going to be kind of a murderer's row in there.
Well, I mean, Jose's got to heat up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's had he usually struggles at the beginning of the season anyway. We'll see what they are here middle of May. Once that lineup gets, set and all that good stuff. So we'll see. They're young, but they have to do it through the farm system. They can't go out and spend money, obviously.
No, that's what we do is we go and get these guys and then, bring them up through the farm system, and then they might play a little bit, and then all of a sudden they end up going to, the Yankees or, the Dodgers, the Mets, some of these big market teams.
Well, they're still only averaging like 3 runs a game right now, even with dude having 5 homers.
Right.
This, like Gabriel Arias, he was supposed to be this big prospect, and the guy's got a nice swing, but it just doesn't seem like he's ever going to get it together. Great in the field. But I mean, even back in the day, we'd have guys like Asdrubal Cabrera come up, and he's going to hit 300, be a Gold Glover at short, and have enough power. I mean, he was a switch hitter. He was really good guy at the top of the lineup. It just seems like they've had a lot of trouble outside of the pitching rotation getting any guys with bats.
Right.
Always
Yeah.
loved beating the Yankees. Always loved beating the Yankees. I remember, I think it was 2000. I was in like 6th grade, but one of the years we beat them like 19-0 or 21-0,
Mm-hmm.
and they said it's something over the PA at the school, and I got in trouble for celebrating that.
Right.
Like, thought this was America, but always loved.
Well, you and I talked about it now, but it's like the Dodgers. And, we went ahead and took that series from the Dodgers. But it's like the Dodgers and then everybody else, right? And that's the problem with Major League Baseball. And any given year in the NFL, you could have teams that are just come out of nowhere, and the parity is there. And
Seattle.
Major League Baseball, it just – I mean, you're going to have that, and I think Major League Baseball tried to increase that parity by having, well, not just that, but also the pocketbooks by having, the extended playoffs.
Right.
But it's kind of like the NCAA basketball tournament. You can have these teams that you're like, everybody's like the Cinderella, but when it comes right down to it, look who's in the Final Four.
Well, and once you see those teams in there, they're playing in 7-game series. Like maybe if they had to play a 3-game series, you could steal one. So it's just like in basketball. Like to win a 7-game series as the underdog is very, very tough.
That's great.
Oh, dude, that 04 Red Sox. I mean, I remember watching that ALCS when they came back and beat the Yankees. That was.
So are you a Red Sox fan now? No? James? Here, Eddie. He's like, yeah, I am.
Someone was outside all night last night.
Perfect. Eddie out there horning around.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right. Well.
All right.
I think that's all I got. But yeah,
right.
Please check out the
Back to the Indians. Love it.
The Discord and all the info's in the description.
Yeah.
If you want to get in there, we'll maybe start throwing our bets in there. Pretty much whatever we put in there, just do the opposite. But
well, we're not going to say dollars, right? It has to be units.
Units.
So yeah, all these guys when they're these guys when they're hit that smash and like button and subscribe, and they're like, yeah, I'm up 20 units since X date or whatever. So it has to be units. You can't talk actual money, I guess, but whatever. That's something stupid. Whatever.
The Discord channel is free.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to come on the show, all that information's there. $5 if you want to come on the show for 10 or 15 minutes, talk about whatever you want to talk about. We have all the information on how you can do that and get involved there. Share it to your friends. We're just trying to grow that community, pretty much based around the Browns and Cleveland sports news. But if you have other stuff, obviously we have a general channel. There's a lot of fun stuff we want to get going in there. So
sure.
But we'll be back later this week. Any crazy shit happens, we'll be on.
Right.
And for the draft, we will be live streaming day 1 at least, and possibly day 2. So that should be fun.
Absolutely.
We'll be live at 6 p.m. for some little pre-draft stuff, and then we'll be streaming the whole first round. So we'll be here on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
Right. All right. So, well, thanks, everybody. Appreciate you being in here. Also, make sure to get over, Ryan, put this the last episode back up on Spotify. So if you want to go and just listen to the audio version, appreciate you doing that. Is it up on Apple too? I forgot to ask you that.
I'd have to look. I don't have Apple Podcasts, but I think it's still linked there. I think it's Spotify, Apple, and some other podcast thing up. Or
Amazon?
Amazon podcast.
Is Amazon it? Okay, I'll have to look on that too. So I
But
went over on
Spotify's a big
Spotify.
one.
It's definitely, yeah, I went over on Spotify. It's definitely on there.
Yep.
So, all right, I think that's going to be it. Talk to you later.
Raw Dogger out.
Road Doggers out.